Has been using accounting gimmicks for years, but reports say the super committee is supposed to be cutting the deficit, maybe cutting a deal to make it look like something is getting done. But if you crunch the numbers, just a lot of smoke and mirrors. But our power players say it's not going to fool Wall Street. They will suffer as a result. Tom Belesis, Liz McDonald, and Howard Rosencrantz. EMAC, you worry about another downgrade, right?
I am. You know, you speak about accounting gimmicks and what the government is doing make WorldCom and Enron blush. But the issue is that Moody's and S&P still has the U.S. on negative watch. That means a 1 in 3 chance of even a further downgrade at S&P beyond AA+ to AA territory. We know that rocked the markets when S&P downgraded. I'm not saying that this would be a long-term problem for the markets. It would create chaos, though, if there was another downgrade, because on a day when we've added, the announcement came out, we're now 15 trillion debt. That's the equivalent of China and Japan combined. That's a big problem.
Tom, just assume for a second that EMAC is right and that there may be another downgrade. How would Wall Street react to another downgrade of U.S. debt?
I mean, we saw what happened last time. I mean, we got downgraded and we had a very big down day, followed by a few bigger down days, a few days after. But eventually, it stabled out and people got back to focusing on profits, corporate profits, and the market started to come back, and now we're back over 12,000.
Another downgrade? You don't think the market will react badly for a sustained period?
I don't. I think, I don't.
Well, Howard, what I react to is the fact that these guys in Washington aren't doing their job. They really aren't doing anything serious. They're all EMAC is the expert in accounting gimmicks. She looks through all these financial reports all the time. She's seen a lot of them in this.
I've gone cross-eyed.
That makes you angry, doesn't it?
I think a downgrade would be fairly significant.
But talking about the gimmicks for a second, the gimmicks that they're using, like, for example, calling a cut a savings in money that we never planned to spend on foreign wars.
Right.
Well, at least we have the trigger in place now. We may not like how the money gets cut, but the $1.5 trillion will disappear from the budget.
Oh, you believe that? I don't believe that. You already see people backpedaling about that.
Well, what they'll
even
do,
the defense secretary, even Obama's own defense secretary says he doesn't think there should be an automatic cut.
The whole thing is a gimmick to begin with, because if they're not doing it in 11, then the next Congress, the next administration could come in and reverse it anyway. So the whole thing is a complete
EMAC, people are put in jail for coming out with financial reforms like the sort of gimmicks they're putting in this budget, aren't they?
Yeah, the SEC, if the U.S. government was a private company, yeah, there would be fines all over the place. But the point is, yeah, you're right, David. Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, and Deutsche Bank have already warned about what would happen to the markets if they do not come up with these 1.2 trillion. And by the way, 1.2 trillion
and they disagree with Tom, by the way, on that, right?
Well,
they say it'd be a sustained period of
They say there would be
extreme
volatility. So we're talking $120 billion a year. I mean, the president's green subsidies are about $80 billion or so a year. I mean, it could cover it.
What keeps you so cheery, Tom?
Because I got to tell you, I mean, everyone must not forget that Obama is running a re-election campaign on Republicans preventing progress. So ultimately, you have to look at it like this, that he's going to say whatever the Democrats need to say to make the Republicans look like they're the ones that are preventing from spending cuts to happen.
Wait a minute. Why do you think the market will buy into that?
Because
the market's smarter than that.
The market is very smart and always forecasts 6 months or a year down the road. And everything right now, looking at the market with corporate profits, has been very strong. And people will focus back on the positive, which is corporate profits.
What do you think, Howard?
I think Tom is absolutely right.
Really?
I think they are going to push out, they are going to recognize, and they are going to keep. I mean, all of a sudden, although the news in Europe is absolutely horrific, not getting any better, the market is stable.
You think it's already been
improving.
cooked into the market? We just saw the down another 200 points. It seems like the market is cooking a lot of this bad news.
In the context, if somebody was to tell you 2, 3, 4 weeks ago that we would see yields on European sovereigns where they are today, 6, 7, 8%, and not stopping going up, and somebody would have told you, you would have seen the biggest rally in market history.
I'm optimistic about our future, but EMAC, I got to believe if there's another downgrade, the market will go through a sustained downturn.
Yeah, we'll have, yes, we will.
I'm talking a couple of months at least.
Yeah, I think you're right, David. If not that, we're going to have Evel Knievel style volatility, up and down like you not believe. So.
Well, I may not believe it, but I hope Tom is right on this one. Coming up, bonus babies get spanked.